I've just turned 40 and I'm quickly realizing that there are way more challenges when it comes to your fitness. I'm not 20 anymore. I've got more responsibilities. I've got way less free time, and don't even get me started about recovery between sessions. But this doesn't mean that I or you should just feel doomed to letting yourself go. In this video, I'm going to take you through the steps that I would do if I was starting again at 40. I'm going to give simple, realistic, and effective tips that work. So whether you slipped out of shape or you've never been in shape, these steps are going to help you turn it around simply. The first step is a mindset shift. You do not have to feel guilty about prioritizing yourself. This has to be the main reason why a lot of clients that I speak to or people that I speak to struggle to get their fitness started and keep it going because they feel selfish for prioritizing themselves. And I'm here to tell you it is the complete opposite. Yes, you're a mom. Yes, you're a manager at work. And of course, those things are important. But if you show up as the best version of yourself, then everybody in your life is going to benefit. Taking the time to prioritize yourself is going to help you feel more energized, which is going to in turn make you more productive at work. Regular exercise is proven to reduce stress so that you can show up for your loved ones. You're not going to be moody with your partner. You'll have more patience with your kids. You'll want to play with your grandkids a lot more because you have more energy. So everybody in your life will genuinely benefit with you prioritizing yourself and showing up as the best version of you. Step 2 is to start with strength training. So many people make the mistake of throwing themselves into really high intensity exercise and trying to beast themselves with hours and hours of cardio. And needless to say, they're going to be really sore. They're going to realize they don't have as much time as that to dedicate to training, and they inevitably end up giving up. So far better to do this. You're going to focus simply on getting stronger. By getting stronger, you're going to move better, you're going to improve your metabolism, and you're going to be confident doing a lot more things. The best way to do this is start by doing whole body workouts. You're going to do this either 2 times a week, or if you happen to have time, then we can do 3 times a week with that. Then when you're into the swing of it, it becomes part of your routine. You can add in some aerobic work. Third step is nutrition that fits life, not the other way around. Lots of the clients that I work with have done all the diets that there ever were. And I'm talking all of them: cabbage diets, under 800 calories a day diets. Honestly, absolutely horrific. And the issue with this is there is always a start and an end of a diet. What you should be focusing on is your good habits with your nutrition and having a great relationship with food that feels easy because it's not too restrictive. Or think of it this way: if you take out all of your favorite foods because they are, quote, bad for you, inevitably, at some point, you are going to break because they're your favorite foods and you want to eat them. It's completely natural. So instead of cutting them out, make some simple changes instead. So instead of being overly restrictive, you're going to learn to have food in moderation. So it's not a diet, it's not all or nothing, it's just your long-term nutrition now and how you eat. To make sure your nutrition plan is realistic, you're going to need to know what you're willing to commit. For example, I am so lazy in the kitchen. I don't want to commit to much time at all in there. So I've gone away and worked out some really quick, easy meals that I can throw together in less than 5 minutes, because that's more realistic for me to stick to than it would be if I'm trying to roast quinoa. Not that you roast quinoa, but you get where I'm coming from. Complicated ingredients that take a lot of time. I don't want to chop onions. I don't want to do a garlic, chopping that up either, but I will use garlic paste for a recipe. Things like that, time-saving things that you know yourself how much you're going to want to commit to it. And the next thing to focus on, which you'll hear people talk about a lot, is making sure you have a high-protein diet. Protein keeps you fuller for longer, so you're less likely to snack on other things later in the day, and it also takes more calories to burn than carbs or fats do. Other than that, making sure that you're eating whole foods and a range of fruit and veg, so you're getting in your micronutrients. And you're going to focus on having a weekly calorie deficit. One of the reasons a lot of people go wrong is because when they're tracking in MyFitnessPal and they see themselves go red, they go, I'm not doing it anymore, and they'll stop tracking. Nobody likes seeing red. We're programmed to it. We feel like we're failing. So what I do with my clients is we look at the week. So if on a couple of days you've gone over, but on the other days you just calculate that, you go slightly under, and overall in that week you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to be making amazing progress without being derailed by one little red thing on an app. And by the way, if you're listening to this and thinking it sounds like exactly the type of coaching that you would need, click the link below to apply for one-to-one coaching and we'll have a chat. The fourth point, and this is a really important one, this is movement outside of the gym. So we've already focused on our strength training, so we're stronger and we're moving better. We've already focused on our nutrition, so we've got better energy overall, and we're going to be subconsciously moving more and burning more calories as a result of that. Now we're going to tie in some conscious effort to move more. And I'm a big believer that lots of small decisions add up to make a big difference. Imagine if every single time you take the stairs rather than the escalator. You do it once, doesn't make a difference. Of course it doesn't. Same way as if you only once use the escalator, it isn't going to make a difference. Whereas if you always, or 80% of the time, decide that you're going to walk instead of escalator, that's going to add up over the days, the weeks, the months that you're doing it. One example I use with one of my clients is he has to drive a lot for his work, and we've agreed that he's always going to park in the furthest car parking space away. So he's just adding in steps to his day. Another one you could try at work is by walking to the water fountain more often, rather having one of those big, awful 2-litre bottle things that I definitely don't want those. But walk, move more, make that conscious effort because it will make a huge difference. And finally, recovery and age-appropriate care. I've only just turned 40, so I'm still feeling sensitive about the whole age thing, but I do realise I'm not in my 20s anymore and I need to look after myself better. One of the most important changes you can make is by getting quality sleep. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say you need 10 hours a night. I'm realistic. Most of you are going to have kids or grandkids or jobs or dogs or things that are keeping you up. However, even just trying to switch off half an hour earlier. So have screen time down, listen to an audio book, have a warm shower before bed, whatever it is, to build that routine of going to bed means switching off and going to sleep. So no laptops in your bed, so you're never doing work emails, nothing like that. Going to bed for you means I'm going up, I'm going to get that quality rest. And recovery and prep. Realistically, when we're in our 40s, our body has been through more than when we were 20. We've maybe got injuries, we've got niggles, we sit at a desk all day with poor posture. We need to correct those things. So making sure we do a specific warm up to prep our body before a session and a really good recovery and stretch session afterwards is going to prevent us feeling too sore. Because feeling sore is another reason why people tend to get derailed. So looking after your body in the best way is going to give you the best chance of sticking to an exercise routine. And that's it. Those are the 5 things I'd focus on if I wanted to start again and get fit at 40 and beyond. Hopefully this video has been helpful. As I mentioned earlier in the video, if you do fancy working together, there's a link you can click and apply through that. Thanks for watching.